start?
We're gonna get started.
10, 9, 8, 7. So show. Lights are on. Alright, these are the little points. They're going to open up with the prayer song for that lovely video. Okay, Maka.
Now, Takiapi. Boom 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 Machiapi. Hello. Hello relatives, my Lakota name is Broken Leg. My English name is Thorn LaPointe. It's good that we're all here, and it's good to see all of you on this sacred lake to the Dakota people. Made Makaska, White Earth Lake. And this lake is very important, a sacred body of water, significant. And so we want to open today's gathering up in a good way, this event for our relatives. And so with that, relatives, let's think of good thoughts, let's think of good thoughts, and you know, come together as one heart, you know.
So we ask that everyone pray with us and put out your good energy from heart, mind, and spirit together as a circle here. Oh yeah,
Wopila for having us today, and say Wopila for uplifting community with your creative expression.
You ready, Ben? Your fingers warm? That's doing points. They always do a walk and canoe rides out here, so check them out. They work with water. Ready? All right. I'm going to jump around to stay warm. This is called Broken Ice. This one's called The Spot. We often refer to it as The Spot. When you're going to be there, I'll meet you there. It's our spot, that special place. But others know about it too. They endure much suffering, overcome violence, fear to come to that spot. There should be no borders or walls around that spot. It should be free and open to all. There should be no laws or walls or ways that stop that. That spot, it's a special place. It's a place that we all share. That spot has been the home for the American Indians for over 500 years. The world's refuge refugees have come to. All the immigrants immigrating have come here. Why stop now? Don't let hate stop us. There's enough here for all of us. Come make a home. No one should go without. No one should be better or worse. It's a special place. It's God's place. It's God's spot that we all belong to. So come and share. Come and care. I think I'm at that spot right now. Okay, that's the short version. Broken instruments, technical difficulties. Just be dark. Just break.
Yeah, we'll see. I need to let my hands warm up for a second. While I'm doing that, I'm going to read a poem, and I want to thank everybody for being here today, coming outside.
Thank you all for coming out here in Minnesota tough.
This is a poem I wrote 2 years ago for John Beargrease, who was a Anishinaabe man who used to deliver the mail between Two Harbors and Grand Portage. And I rode the sled dog route 2 years ago, and then I just rode it again this last couple weeks ago, but it was really warm. It wasn't like this. And every time I've done that, I've done it 3 years now, and I just love this weather so much, and I love being out in the cold. It's just, I learned so much. And on the third day of riding this year, I was just kind of in my own head, and it was dark, and we were riding with lights on in the trees, and I was thinking about like the part of me that was in the woods with all of those relatives and those beings, and then the part of me that like was gonna have to come home and be here in the city, and I always think about like these trees along the lake here and in the graveyard and at the end of the street, and that they all have the same wisdom and knowledge as the ones that are in like what people call the beautiful places or far away. And so I try to remember that when I'm home. But I was thinking about like, what am I gonna do when I get home? I'm worried about people, and I'm worried about things, and it's kind of hard to put into words, I guess. But I felt like the trees that we were riding past, I just kept thinking like, I just need to be more like these trees. They don't really keep track of how many red squirrels come and eat their berries or their seeds. They just make seeds and live. So anyway, this is a poem that I wrote to and for John Beargrease. Even in the most remote nights, constellations are inherently stories of relationships, connected leaps of failed domestication, hooking ground into sky. Some of my ancestors were leaves, flames, tamarack, and waxwings. I feel their pull and hear their singing through the fabric of organized chaos, placed near the ends of the rapids, sending a chorus of birch seed and agate out on the trail of each new snowmote. Don't get thrown off the scent, mistaking simpler times for lack of sophistication. Complex systems of mutual dependency and survival have always been woven into the chains that bind life to earth. The poverty of the current time is that the miraculous leaps between these links have come to be considered burdens, with curiosity and generosity held hostage by a cultural entitlement to comfort. When I hear the songs of my lupin and snowshoe hare ancestors, I'm pulled into the thick and pregnant fog of the land, where I am told stories that remember when news from the outside world came down the trail behind a man on a sled pulled by 4 dogs moving at the pace of the land, it was not a liability to have an open heart. It was an act of wildness.
Thank you all. I know it's frostbite setting in. But we love you for coming out. So this is a short. This one is called tote. Hey, oh, hey. Hey, oh, hey. Hey, oh, hey. Tote. It's where the waters gather, and it's where the rivers meet. It was called that before there was a Fort Snelling, where this place was called Minnesota. It is a baby's first cry. The quote is called tote. It is, and will be here forever. Hey, 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 hey. Making it suffer a little bit. But you know, people have an opposition to that word. But to me, it's a baby's first cry. That's what we call tote. And I think that's sacred to anybody in all of life. Yeah, it's too cold.
Too cold for it.
All right, so due to technical difficulties, poor little doggy, his feet are just... Oh, he came and endured the show. All right, thank you. We don't want anybody to get sick or anything. Keep safe and thank you. And we'll pray that this pandemic gets over and warm weather comes back. Thank you all.
Thank you all for coming out.
Woo!